So I'm working on getting started on this blanket. The first thing I want to look at before I cut into the pelts is matching them up. So I know this blanket's going to have 8 coyotes, and I want them in pairs of 2 so that they're matching pretty well. So I've already matched them up, and I'm looking at the color, both the color of the guard hairs and the undercoat, and the thickness or fluffiness of the undercoat. So this is my first pair. They both have a lot of dark guard hairs and a similar kind of gray color overall. And altogether, those are a pretty good match. These two have less of the dark guard hairs and are a little bit lighter in color overall, and they have a good match on this kind of reddish undercoat. And then these two are both pretty blonde compared to, like, these are more gray. These have more of a blonde tone to them and even less of that dark guard hair going on. And these are not quite as fluffy. They don't have as dense of an undercoat as either of these, so they match for that as well. And then these are probably, in my opinion, the weakest match, but the best out of what was available, so I'm happy with it. They have a very similar amount of undercoat. They're both really fluffy and dense. This one has a little bit more of a blonde hue. This one's a little bit more of a gray hue. But these ones were the other options. So this one is a fairly good match color-wise, but smaller, not nearly as dense in the undercoat. So not as good of a match in my opinion. And this one is very light in color. It has almost no black in the undercoat, really is very blonde, or no black in the guard hairs. It's a very blonde, even in all the guard hairs. Beautiful pelt, but it doesn't have a match here. And then this one, the guard hairs on this one aren't nearly as long or as prominent, and the undercoat is very soft, but it doesn't have the fluff that this one has. Also another beautiful pelt, super, super soft, but really doesn't have a match here. So these, not quite a perfect color match, but they match in density and feel really well. So these are the pairs I'm going to go with for the blanket. So I have them all marked for the pairs that I like together, and then I'm going to look at them again after they're blocked and decide if I want to stick with these matches. These are the ones that I'm going to block for the blanket, and they will look a little bit different after they're blocked. So if I'm really unhappy with any of the matches, then I'll go back for the extra 3 and look and see if I want to sub any of those in.